first time I've seen that. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Let me know that you can hear me. We're turning straight away, so it's working, Gary. It's working. You're about to get another crack with me, Melly,
and me, Gary.
How are the lads? I'll be honest with that. But anyway, right, so we had I think we'll start off with the AFL Cup because we had two semi-finals there. We had a local team,
Borough. It's home to Chelsea.
Two when you watch them play against Chelsea, like I don't know how Chelsea beat the two. They are not bad, like.
I didn't rate Chelsea like that. I know they've brought a lot of players in, but they seem to be struggling to get it. Aye.
Gal and the heating's off. It's absolutely numbing here. I've got a fire there, like from what I clutter.
I've got the radiator under here. It's boiling.
Wearing bells. So I mean, Borough, excellent, absolutely fantastic. 1-0. They came up winners, didn't they?
Aye.
I mean, Michael Carrick's done absolutely amazing there because if you look at Borough before he went in, I'm sure they were fighting relegation.
Were they?
Aye, they were poor.
Done well.
Aye, they did really well. So they take a 1-0 lead doing
Stamford
Bridge, which it's gonna be hard, but they're in it and they're like
they've given themselves every chance now, haven't they?
Aye. But you know what? Like, I'm sure we not at Wembley for the semis last year. And was that the FA Cup?
That was the FA Cup against Brighton.
I was thinking, why are they not? Because I thought if the Tour and Borough went through, then there was going to be the Tour and Borough at Wembley.
Right.
But it's not.
No.
There's the two legs. Have the Derby's done two legs?
I think so, aye.
Yeah, I'm saying, how are the lads? I hear you say that a lot. You sure you sport Man U? Aye. So well done, Borough, on that. I hope you can do there and you can
get something.
Aye, and what was the other leg? Liverpool and Fulham.
Fulham. Liverpool had made like quite a few changes in that, but Fulham I thought they were really good for about an hour. And we were just talking about this before there. And I don't know if anyone else watched it, but when they were 1-0 up, and it's literally they gone through, and they're through one-on-one. Divock Origi, he comes in on the angle, and he's got a square pass to Pereira. He's in on goal, and he takes a shot like from out on the angle. It's never, ever taken a shot. He's got to square that ball to him. Liverpool, 30 seconds later, you see the manager on the side of the pitch. He's foaming. He's throwing his arms around, hiding his hands in the air. And Liverpool literally break down the other end, score, and then the score again 2 minutes later. Literally, in the blink of an eye, that kid's cost Fulham the win. I don't know what anyone else thought. But I thought Fulham had a few chances, but it's that split second where that's the difference between the top teams and these teams. You've got to pass the ball, man. You've got to.
You say that I'm going to jump the gun here, but you look at Rashford last night. He's clean through, right, and he continues to drive towards the goal. It's clear as day, you're watching it, and if he just stops, there's two defenders about 10 yards apart from each other, and you've got Hoyland or McTominay running behind them.
Put them in.
In Akers, stop, play the ball through. It's not even a hard ball. There's about 10, 15 yards between the two defenders, tracking back to get to them. Play the ball through. United's 3-1 up.
Aye, that's the difference, isn't it? I mean, if you watch Man City, I mean, or even Newcastle, that's what they're doing now. When they see someone that's in a better position, they're making the right pass at the right time, and that's how the scoring goes. I mean, and that was just against Sunderland. But when he breaks down on that fullback, makes him make a mistake, and he squares the ball because he knows that he's in a much better position than what he is. And that's what the good teams. That's what good teams do, though, isn't it? Man City, they very rarely make the wrong the choice in front of net. But
you know what? I mean, we'll get to that. We've covered Liverpool. I don't want to cover too much on Liverpool because I don't like them. You know what I mean? I think hopefully Fulham will turn it around to their place because it's not an easy place to go in Craven Cottage, is it?
No, again, I know we'll keep going, but Man U got slated because they only just managed to beat them. Remember, Fernandes scored late on in that game. And we're getting stick, one of them, we're getting stick, man. You say, oh, like they've only scraped win against Fulham, but then Arsenal's went there and getting beat. Like you say, it's an easy place to get. So they're not at the tie. It's only 2-1, isn't it?
Aye, and what you got to remember, Nally, is like these teams like Fulham and Everton and Palace and West Ham, they haven't got at their disposal what the bigger clubs have got, have they?
No.
So what he's got, he's a good manager. Him, like it'll click with him. I think. I mean, it is clicking already, but. Yeah, I like him, mate. He's all right. He's I hope they're going on the day all right. I've got nothing against Fulham, not at all. No. Graham says I bet it's nippy in that day and the day like Isaac Graham. He does take it off a little bit, but it's cold like.
It is.
So let's get into the Premier League and I think first up was Luton and Burnley. It was one
Friday night. Yep.
Aye. Ones each, I'm sure I've got.
Yep.
I have to put it along the bottom. I'll just keep that running. Actually, it was ones each. Luton scoring in the dying embers. It was for me as much as like it's a fairy tale story and you didn't want it to be given as a foul. It's a foul, like I don't personally think it's a foul, but in today's rules, everything gets given to the keeper. Like the keeper's come out. And the guys like used his weight to stop him from getting to the ball, punching it. And the kids just rose out of the top, and it was a massive VAR debate, and it was given. The goal was given, and that allowed them to be ones each. But any other game, like if that's a top 6 team, it's a foul on the keeper.
Aye.
But because it's Burnley and they're doing another look, and like they needed that decision, really, it's massive, massive 3 points. It's the bottom of the table clash.
No, definitely.
And it's gone against them. Like I think. It was shocking, really, because like if you see that foul 10 times, you'll see it's a foul,
and you'll see it given.
Aye,
that's the thing that we keep talking about. We're constantly talking about how like the referee and there isn't any consistency, and that's what gets people frustrated because, like you see in there, like any of the bigger teams and their keeper, like they'll get it. And it's not fair on them, like, but the refereeing's crap, like, so it doesn't surprise us.
Aye. I don't know who the ref was in that, like, you got it there.
Aye. T. Harrington. I don't know who that is.
Harrington.
Can't see if I don't
know. What's the next game?
So that was on the Friday.
By the way, breaking news for Talking Turf, we've got Finn McAllister coming on. The Manchester United under-18s captain, and hopefully he's going to be accompanied by Dan Gore, the under-21 captain. And that's how we've managed to do it. We've just got some people in places. But they're coming on. They're definitely 100% coming on. And if Martin Gallen pulls his finger out, we'll also have Chris Dobie coming on. I wish I could show you the setup. We've got a dartboard there. I don't know if he'll zoom in, Chris, or if he'll come down, but if he fancies a quick game of 5-1 for a tenner, like... I reckon Gary could take him. What was the next game?
Chelsea Fulham.
1-0 Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea. Yep. Penalty.
Was it?
Penalty. What
was the stats?
Stat was 50-50 really. Expected goals Chelsea's was 2.5, Fulham 1, but they seemed to have plenty of shots in that, didn't they?
It's Stamford Bridge.
They've
done real there, like, but at the end of the day, it's the score that matters, and 1-0, it says 1-0, doesn't it? So
3 points. 3 points.
They're climbing the table now. Like, have a quick look.
Who, Chelsea?
Aye.
And they'll not be far off us, them, I don't think. No,
they'll be above us.
No, they're still behind.
Are they?
Aye.
Who else is behind?
1 point. 1 point.
Tune's behind, what? Eh?
It's been quiet on that front.
Aye, mind the gap.
Just like only 3 points under.
I got plenty of them messaging me as soon as I got a point above one.
Look at that, man. -5.
United.
Unbelievable,
Don't get us started. I am going to spend a good 20 minutes on Man United tonight, like, because there's a lot going on. And now everybody likes to hear about Man U, so.
I saw Chelsea 1-0 against Fulham. Then we're going to the Oil Classico.
The Oil Classico.
Yep. Cracking game. I thought it was a good game.
Mint game. City's been involved in some mint games this year, to be fair. 4-4 Spurs. Chelsea, was it 4-4 Chelsea or Spurs? But both their games were mint. That was a mint game.
Really good game. I mean, if you want to make a cup of tea, like at the wrong time, like I was, someone the other day said he'd gone into the garage to get something, and he came back in, he missed our 3 goals. That was him that got on the train. I don't know. That was him that got on the train yesterday. But really good game.
Rory,
if
you're watching, Harry, mate, we did send you the link.
You did, I.
Hope you're well.
It was a really good game. I say this quite a bit about Newcastle. I just cannot help but thinking, like, you know, if they keep having a go, they might win these games.
Honestly.
Like, I don't know why they did. The break, they can't have a go for about 10, 15 minutes. They're blowing teams away, and then they try and sit back and defend it. I'm just thinking, these are crap frightened ears when you're running at them. They didn't want you running at them, and I just thought that they should. I don't think they should have lost that game, to be honest. Like,
honestly, I'm not lying, mate. You took the words out of my mouth. And I mean, Newcastle fans are probably looking and thinking, "Oh, what 2-0 from being like Manx coming on my team and that." But I like to take like what other fans said. We won on the what do you call it? When we were a Spurs fan, and he gave us some home truths, and you cannot argue. You know, like you might think we're right, you might think we're wrong, but it was the same at AC Milan away. It was the same. Who was it? Was it Liverpool? Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I just didn't get it. I honestly didn't get it because they went 1-0 up, and yes, they absolutely passed it off the park the first half, right? But
that's because Newcastle were just so deep and let them have the ball in front of them. It was crap to watch, wasn't it? It was just side. At times.
It was one game. It was one team on that pitch at times, and more so the second half. But that was because they sat off. Like as soon as he's got at them, like they didn't have what it could have been 4-1 at half time.
I know.
It could have quite easily been 4-1 at half time, and the game's gone. Then Eddie Howe can get in the change.
Well, last season it was 3-1 up. They were 3-1 up, if you remember, Newcastle.
Yeah.
And they ended up chucking it away, didn't they?
I don't know. I can't remember. I remember last week.
I'm sure it was.
I didn't get it. Why that guy in the changing room and he's gone, right, we'll sit tight. Because that's clearly what he did. We'll sit tight. Because one, right, you're inviting the best team, the best attacking team in the world to come at you, right? And they'll come at you. You're giving them more ball time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is dangerous. And two, the fans, like, it was like a church. And I mean, ours isn't any better, didn't get us wrong.
No.
That second half, it was a cold night. They needed something to get up for. Like, when they scored the 2 goals, did you see St. James's Park?
Aye.
It was absolutely rocking.
Aye.
So one, the Toon players absolutely love that. They're thinking, yes, let's go. And two, the city players hate it.
Aye, they sit back.
They're not used to bad atmospheres because they're gone everywhere and dictate the play. So the home fans always are like quiet. Aye. As soon as the Toon fans got up,
they should have went for it.
Aye.
Had a go.
It was there.
At least till half time. Like you say.
I mean, get in the comments and let me know, but surely as a Toon fan, you've got to be thinking the same. You've done it far too many times against these good teams. Like,
look, this was last season. So City went 1-0 up. Newcastle got 3 off the bat. I'm sure Trippier's was not a free kick, a good free kick from outside the box. That made it 3-1. Same thing again happened. It's dropped off, and then ended up finishing 3s each. Aye. I cannot help but thinking, like, surely, like, the Newcastle fans think, I don't know, like, I just think you could have won that game.
Easily.
And
then Milan, like, I remember speaking to Gallen, and he was going, it's a good point away from home in Milan, and I goes, like, they had a lot of possession, and I thought it was tactically brilliant from Howe. But as I was watching, I was thinking, I know what he's doing. He's tiring all our legs for 75, 80 minutes, and then he'll counter-attack them, and they'll pinch a win. Surely that's what it's got to be about.
Mm-hmm.
If they pinch a win that game, they're through the Champions League.
And
they should have. They could have.
They should have, right?
They brought on fresh legs, and they were knackered, and they did nothing, really. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They could have broken. They could have gotten the first away win in the Champions League on the first game back. Come back here, beat PSG, and then everybody in that group's going, hold on.
Who's this?
Didn't expect this.
Uh-huh.
They were supposed to be the underdogs. They beat Milan away and they've absolutely hammered PSG. Changes the game plan completely, the managers. I think, right, we're going to have to go in there, we're going to have to defend because these will attack us. But they didn't. They allowed Dortmund to have the ball and they just absolutely annihilated them. The fans got up, expected more. There's a lot to be said, right, about the fans. You hear all the managers going on about the fans. But they've got to be given something
to cheer about.
To cheer. Aye. You cannot expect the fans to cheer.
When there's no to cheer.
When you're crap.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Aye, but like...
That's like hiring somebody to come paint and decorate your house. You come in and he's painting your skirting board's blue. It's like, go on, well done. You know what I mean?
No, aye.
They need something.
And I think they should. That's just my take on it. I don't know what people at the game like. Is there? Mm-hmm. Read a few of them. I'd see where people's at with it. Like, I just think that they missed the trick.
Johnny Portugal, get up the lads. He's using Jody's account though. I don't know why he's using his glasses. Leanne Dixon. Silva's goal was something else. It was like.
The little flick in the pop. It was good.
It's just like. You know Peter Bianzi?
Aye.
Like, obviously, Melbourne gone to these training camps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Man City love Bianzi, by the way, but Newcastle have got, he's got a really rocky relationship with him.
Yes.
City love him, right? Absolutely, idolise Peter Bianzi. And Peter Bianzi says that Silva's the closest thing to what he was.
Aye.
And he is,
good player.
If you watch him, Bianzi was class, wasn't he?
I meant.
He was on a different level, Bianzi and Cole. That was unreal. How they allowed Man United to come in and split that partnership of they were just destroying teams. Bianzi, they're on about cutting lines now, and this is what you do. You go for your coach on level 1 and that. They say you're doing this here, right? This is the FA way, and this is what we want you to do. So we want you to break lines, and that's why you're seeing it in all of England now, the junior level and everything. They want to play from the back and they want to break lines. Bianzi was doing that 30 years ago.
Mm. Dropping in the pocket,
getting
the ball. Aye.
Unreal. And Silva is exactly the same. He's unbelievable.
He never gets.
He
doesn't really give him a fixed position, though, does he?
Yeah,
just allows him just to get where he wants.
And that is what a number 10 should do. What he does.
Aye. You'll think he's on the right, but then he comes inside and he gets to the left.
Bruno, I'm sure he's got an imaginary hood over the top of his eyes. Because he's Bernardo Silva is the perfect example of how a number 10 role should be played.
Definitely.
He scores goals. He tracks backs when he needs to. He's got good vision. Assists more than he scores. His corners always beat the first man.
Very rarely loses the ball. He's not easily pushed off because he's saying he's little.
He's little and skinny, isn't he?
But he doesn't lose it very easy. He's very clever where he puts the ball.
He's just absolutely
nice class. Good goal.
That's another thing I was going to say to you, I can't understand for the life of us, right, how professional footballer can't beat the first man in the corner. You see it more and more, don't you? The corners come in and they're doesn't even beat the first man, you're thinking, you're getting paid at least $100 a week and you can't beat the first man in the corner.
Unbelievable, man.
It's honestly, I'm kind of getting this and now, about current players and that.
What I was talking, who was that? I was talking, I might have been Jeff actually, Jeffrey Turnbull, and when I picked them up to go out of the mine and do the painting, and we're just talking about football and that in general. And I says to Jeff again, the thing is people rave on about all these midfielders and stuff like that now. Again, and if you think now, who are the best midfielders, centre midfielders, really good ones, and you look at them compared to the ones say Keane, Vieira, Zidane, De Bruyne as an exception. Apart from them, Steven Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, those mint ones there, right? New, you've got to think hard, for a good midfielder. There's none anywhere near that. I think the level of football at the moment, it's nowhere near. It's nowhere near.
And you know what it's doing me? It's doing I think every country should be made to have their own nationality playing in the team, the majority, and a couple of foreigners only. So a couple of Englishmen in Spain, a couple of Spaniards in England in each team. Mm-hmm. But at the minute, they're all our. And so they've grew up learning a trade in Germany, Italy, England, Spain. And then they come out of a different country and they learn a different way. And it totally interferes with that game. It really does. I honestly firmly believe that because you're not seeing another Ronaldo. I don't think.
No.
He was absolutely unbelievable because Alex Ferguson got him at such a young age, and like when he came, can you remember when he came? He was weak as piss. He couldn't. He had the step out, but he wasn't like nowhere near what he come in. Ferguson got him in, look after him. This is where Gaza went wrong. Gaza should have come to Fergie because he wouldn't have been the way he is today. Bless him.
No. You wouldn't like to think
he would have had a better chance because Fergie kind of doesn't he? He wraps them up, he looks after them. Didn't take the piss with me, I'll take the piss with you kind of thing. But Ronaldo came and Ferguson looked after him, got proper people around him, and so he's an exception of these foreigners that come through and
they looked after.
You know what I mean?
Knew everything's just about money.
It's all money. But that's most England players know. No.
No.
Harry Kane. Harry Kane's gone out to Germany to how much is he on? Is it nearly $500,000 a week?
Is he?
Aye.
In Germany.
He doesn't get his right. He's in the back of his mind he's thinking, we just need to beat Dortmund and I've won a trophy. And then I'll come back to England maybe.
I didn't think he's finished. I just didn't think he was allowed
to leave for another Premier League club.
That's what I think.
Did?
Because I didn't think he would have left in a million years if he had the opportunity to. Imagine if he had went to Man City 2 years ago, he would have broke that record hands down by now.
100%.
But my point there anyway, it was just I just didn't think the level is anywhere near what it was like.
Nowhere near.
The point of that is saying that was back to about the corners and stuff now, dead ball specialists.
But if you look at Ajax, Gary, they bring their young'uns through and they keep them. You know what I mean? And they've always got a good
Germans as
well.
How did they end up with that Musiala? Where was he from? Because he's English, isn't he?
I don't know. This is right. I'll take that back actually. Musiala it seems like he's.
No, he's good, class player. But I'm sure he's.
Terry Haggerton's making a good point. Yeah. What do you think about the rumours of Ferguson 100 million to Chelsea?
What that? Evan Ferguson.
FFP. How are you, man? The tune cup.
Well,
can't buy a new one because of FFP.
Tell them about what you've just been.
I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter or not, but apparently, although Everton and Forest are getting charged the day in August, there's rumours of it being scrapped. And
altogether.
And City's gonna answer that charges. No, that cannot be allowed. It cannot be allowed if one team has been charged
twice,
FFP. Twice it will be. They cannot get away.
Poor Everton.
Honestly,
poor Everton.
They'll end up getting relegated, Everton, through this.
I didn't know.
No, they will. They cannot come back from 10 points is your first initial. They cannot give you 10 points again. They would have to get in harder. I'd take a yellow card and then a red card.
Right.
Do your second offence, and then it's got to be more.
So they haven't found out what they're getting yet.
Yeah.
Right.
No, they're just being charged. Forest and Everton. I mean, Forest, that was always coming.
The thing is, they're gonna end up killing the team because now the owners have just had to pump another 50 million into them because they're gonna get into administration because of this new ground and stuff. They should be trying to look after teams, man, not just hitting them with everything. Then you're letting City just do what they want, man. However.
But listen, Terry, to answer your question, mate, to answer your query. That's another thing that spoils talent is price tags above their head. He's a good player, but he's not a 100 million player. You know what I mean?
It's just that's what he's worth to Brighton, though. Brighton's always been good at selling players, especially to Chelsea.
But you're putting stupid pressure on a player, aren't you?
Aye, there's that much money in the game, isn't it?
Aye, but it's just spoiling it. It's absolutely spoiling it. And I mean, the Toons seeing that now, they can't even
if the D scrap the financial fair play, no one's gonna be getting close to Newcastle, are they?
No. I mean, I seen a post before, right, on Facebook. I'm sure it was Nelly. Did you see it? Andrew Nelson. I'll just have a quick look.
No. What about?
Andrew Nelson. What has happened at my club? Corporate taking 26% of tickets for Fulham away. Fuck the new breed, fuck the YouTubers, fuck the fancy dance. Far too many people who never give a shit about us playing the likes of Port Vale, Southend, Tranmere, etc., suddenly have an interest. And there's two ways you can look at this, right? You can look at it the way he's looking at it, right? Or you can look at it this way and think, well, but I'll give that tickets up when they won to Ashley. Like, we hit the Glazers, but we're still gone. Now, like, so it's the wrong fault, isn't it? Why give your tickets up? Why give your tickets up in the times of bad, but you want to be involved in the times of good?
We see it.
Surely
we see and hear it all the time. Like people like on the fan bases, and they'll go, "No, I'll never go and watch another game whilst they're in charge." Like you're not even proper fans anymore. It's like, no, well, right, that's your decision. You make
support
that.
the team. Yeah,
right, that's it.
You say for me, like you support the team. Although, like
we've watched some crap. You know what I mean? But we're still gone.
One of his comments on here is like, you wanted it, so deal with it. There's one. Price of success, I'm afraid. Always going to get the hangers on. With this FFP shit, club can't afford to upset the money people, and it's the genuine fans that suffer. Only going to get worse. They say genuine fans, but if you were a genuine fan, would he not still been there? Would the season ticket not still be yours?
But that's no. I know what you're saying.
Am I right or not?
But that's the thing. Like some people take personally, and they're like, right, well, if he's it gets people's backs up, and people like make that knee jerk reaction, don't they?
But if you love something,
I get it.
I claiming love Newcastle.
So
that's like leaving your last because she went to Lidl's instead of Tesco, man. You know what I mean?
Aye.
Or the other way around. You wouldn't leave her.
Aye.
You deal with it, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And there's some proper good comments and opinions. I'll not read the rest of them because it does get a bit steamy. But to get back to that, the tune can't buy anyone. But what you're gonna have to do is sell your good players. Like
wait until August, because then if they scrap it anywhere, then you can do what you want.
But you cannot go on a limb that they're gonna scrap it.
No,
if
you cannot.
Comes in for Bruno, there's 100 million, isn't it? In the day's market. Going about what you see, he gets into any Premier League team. Did you see his battle? Did you see his battle for Anthony Gordon? That was what I was doing, man, when I was 12.
That's right.
No, but it was. He looked, he knew where Gordon was, and they were running down the wing, and he's basically said, give us it. He's given it, and as he's been looking at the ball coming to him, he's just wrapped his foot around the ball, put it over the top of the defender, and has landed at his foot, and he's just went on to finish it. Like, that is proper midfielding, isn't it?
Right?
That's
no,
exactly
it is.
What a midfielder should be doing.
It is, but
he's dirty.
You didn't want to be. Do Newcastle want to be selling their best players? So
go ahead, if they want to buy others.
We just do
this
what
is what Dan Ashworth's all about, mate. He sells players, right? Say like 100 million for him. Somebody comes in for Isaac, 60 million. You sell him. Somebody comes in for, like Shaw or whoever. You sell them. Yes, you're losing 3 big players, but with that 200 million that you've accumulated, now you can get into the market. Dan Ashworth, he's good at recruiting. That's what he's meant to be doing. Do you know what I mean? He can bring in 10 players for that kind of money. Develop them. Sell a couple of them for the 200 million. You sit with 8 extra players. It's just a domino effect, man. You know what I mean? It's getting it right. But they were never ever going to be able to come in and just buy the league.
It's too much on
Chelsea and City. They did that when it wasn't really the.
Well,
the
Chelsea
spotlight.
spent $1 billion, haven't they? But that was
this
because
time, Abramovich, he started all this originally.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember? Roman Abramovich came in and he bought anybody Mourinho wanted, and it won them the league. You can't get away with that now, unfortunately, for the two.
No.
You know what I mean? But so you've got to look at the other side, right? What we're going to do,
unless they find investment
from there,
unless they get sponsorship. Now, what City's done.
Aye, but still, it's you're talking nearly 2 years down the line.
Aye,
They need European football next year to be able to attract the players.
They want. So do we.
Aye.
I cannot see any who are getting it. Maybe it's Europa.
Let's flick through these because I absolutely love it. Johnny, Toon, Black and White Army, Claire Dacko says up the mags. Man City game, though, thought we had that and boom, knacked it. It was a good game though. First half was unreal, she says. Scott Cooper, they dropped their asses too quick. Yo, Tom, hello chaps. Are you had that catch up yet?
Yeah, right, Tom.
You maybe got your manners actually. For the Wolves, you should get one.
Forget the Wolves.
Aye. Can't see your sister. Billy Noble, half our team are the lads that were taking us to the championship, but 11 players playing too many minutes, lads. If a player gets subbed on 70 minutes over 5 games, their body gets a full game's worth of rest. Being paid 100k a week, they should be able to play seven times a week. Well, I don't think 7 times a week, but twice or thrice. But I think in Newcastle's case, you kind of know what the starting 11 is going to be before it even comes out, don't you? The only difference is going to be either Dan Burn or Livermore. The rest are all the same every week in, week out. So they have got to be feeling the pinch. And like people were saying, it was fatigue against City. I don't think it was. I think it was. Maybe it's come to the end because you've been chasing the ball for nearly 70 minutes.
And to be fair, they weren't really tested that much by Sunderland, were they? Like at the weekend, it wasn't like they had a really tough game or like they had the ball, didn't they? So, aye.
You know what Tom says? Happy New Year, Gary.
Happy New Year, Tommy.
Martin Gallen, he has one of the corporates in. Nelly, one step at a time, lads. We are still building. Look at City.
No, definitely.
It took 3 or 4 years before they became the best. So you're not Eddie out this week, then, Gallen. You're Eddie in. Eddie in. Who we got next? Fulham.
Who's the tune?
Aye. Sure they have, you know.
We'll get on to them before long, won't we?
Aye. Fulham away. Oh, aye, that's... So they've given you Fulham away, right, on the 27th of January, 7 o'clock kick-off in London, right? And then 3 days later, they're expecting them to go to Birmingham, Villa away, 8:15 kick-off. It's absolutely shocking, isn't it?
My heart bleeds.
No, it is. It could be us. You know what I mean? It's shocking.
No, it is.
Because there's no trains coming back from Birmingham, like, say...
No, I tell you,
it's right.
Will there not be any coming back from Wolves either?
Yeah.
It's 10:15 on a Thursday night.
Aye, know. It is. It's crap.
Amanda, I'm coming to stay at your house. If you're,
that's
Jimmy, if Melly gets me ticket
America,
back.
You all right, Jimmy? You need a heater in there? We'll certainly do.
I've got one under here, Jimmy. You'll not need one in America.
Billy Noble, Germany changed their domestic game to suit the max foreigners rule to 3 or 5 after we beat Germany 5-1 back in the day. There you go, you know what I mean?
They changed what, sorry?
They changed the rules so you can only have either 3 or 5, doesn't that? Foreigners in that team.
In that team?
Aye.
Right.
I'll let it be German.
So what, for the interest of like the national team?
Well, the national team and obviously like...
Aye, but if you look, right, so you know, obviously all the money and success that Man U's had like over the years and stuff like that. Do you know that they've always had academy player in the starting lineup for, was it like 45 year or something like that? Some crazy stat like that.
Uh-huh.
They've always had an academy player starting.
Oh.
So, I mean, you've got all the money and you've got all, but I think that's pretty good. Would they use the academy though, didn't they? The D get a chance? Like,
we do, but then you've got 85 million on Anthony. I mean, we can keep going. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying, no, would they? But I'm just saying, like, it's not like they're not giving a go. They are giving a go.
You know, for this season, for me, like, I would...
Like, look at Manu. He's just come in there.
He's unreal, isn't he?
He's very, very good,
But for me, I would, like, the kind of season that we're having, right? Would you not much rather have seen like a few more young'uns in the lineup and have the same kind of season?
No, I would have rather had the academy players in there, giving them a go. Like that young Dan Gordon, that he was sat on the bench and stuff. And he's consistently playing like McTominay and stuff like that, then makes him captain. And you're just thinking, we've seen enough of his crap. Well, now what we're going to get off him, just give the young'un a go.
I like Scott, I want him to de-wheel, but he just... misses that heater in the last minute last night. It's like, I thought it was Highland. And then he tells us it was McTominay. You sure it was McTominay?
I don't know, that might have been, I'd had a few beers, like, so could have been anyone.
The old man, there is on, and she said, I agree. I think Fergie would have sorted Gaza. Fergie moulded the players and got the respect and discipline from his team. Absolutely. Terry Haglinton, shock horror bud. Pure fans will stick with their clubs through thick and thin. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Did he not used to support Man U, Rooney? Sure he did.
Who?
Terry, he look like Rooney back in the day.
Oh, right.
Aye. Billy comes back in with gents. If you stay in Manchester when Man U play, the hotels are full of overseas fans coming to see their team. It's part and parcel of the big team. Well, and afterwards, who said that we wanted them? You know what I mean? Like, United's got enough, haven't they?
Just a global brand, isn't it?
It's a global brand, but so what he said, like Fergie always did. He always had a Japanese or a Korean, didn't he?
Because I had to target the market, didn't I?
You know what I mean? Like, if you're saying you can have 3 or 5, then that's fine. That's no bar. But I'm sure, like most of the lineups in the Premier League, you'll be looking at there's 1 or 2 Brits in the lineups of every one.
But
if you had to run through them, if you want to actually run through them new, tell me how many Brits started this weekend. In fact, I should be able to do a quick Google search on that.
No, but I get what you're saying, but like, I mean, you've got to like, you do want it to still be the best league in the world. Like, if people are good enough, then they will be getting into these teams. Like,
well, yeah, but
so I'm alpha given. I'm
enough. You don't need.
Is it though?
11?
No, I'm not saying 11, but like they've got to be good enough.
Well, yeah, but in one breath you just say get the youngins in, and the next breath you're saying they've got to be good enough.
Wait,
if all the teams have got to do it,
I'm not getting
then.
Aye, they've got to be good.
Fair playing field, isn't it?
Aye, they've got to be good.
Got the best youth system.
But where's Dan Gore from? Is he not Irish?
Dan Gore.
I'm sure he's Irish.
Nah,
is he not?
Nah. Southport born and bred, lad.
Not man. It's not man.
Sure he is. Here's a look, yeah. Let's have a look.
He is.
What? Am I right again?
You're right again, lads.
Yeah, lad. Doesn't tell you now. I thought that would have been something that I'd tell you straight away. How many that was. I bet it's not many. Oh.
What, British players?
Aye. During the break, you do that, right? Let's just flick through.
I will do, Melvin.
Right. Terry, it's going to take years for City to get over from all those 150 breaches. Now it's going to happen. It's obvious. Now, if you listen to the earlier on in the show, mate, we've seen a video the day that says that they're going to the rules are going to change on FFP in August, and City have agreed to answer the charges in August. So they've been paid a lot of money, mate. You know, like that's what I think. Anyway, that's just my opinion. A lot more than they would get out of any other club. That's for sure. So they'll get away with it, 100% guaranteed. I think.
Man United had 3 and Tottenham had 2 English players starting yesterday.
5 players out of 22 in the English Premier League. Bonkers, man. Honestly, it's absolute bonkers. FFP rule is currently based on a 3-year rule. So if NUFC sell Bruno for 100 million, we can spend 300 million over the next 3 years. Selling players to move forward is what I expect at NUFC.
All right.
You got any? You got it. As much as you might not like it, you're gonna have it. And you know what? Bruno wasn't as good as what he is now when he came to Newcastle. You plucked him from somewhere, didn't you?
Leon?
Was it?
I think. Someone in France?
Aye.
Leon?
Like, he wasn't really known though, was he?
No, 35 million or something.
Aye.
Good signing.
Must be cold indoors, Melly, says Connor Lashley. All wrapped up, mate, honestly. No. In fact, it's that cold. I think we'll change my name to Melny. Man, I wave you can anytime. You're sorted. Wolves.
You liked it.
Anybody 2 briefs for Wolves for Gary?
I need tickets first.
So give me a shout out. Had to switch off for 5. Yes, Tom, we did. Where Medjbury's away, Hannibal. Medjbury.
Hannibal Medjbury.
Is he gone?
Is it that?
Sevilla. Is it Sevilla?
No, right.
I think it might be.
I think.
Hold on, you two sharing a bed again, Leanne. Don't worry, Ware goes is back soon, says Dylan.
Woot woot.
Woot woot. Borchel says NUFC need depth in squad. But how can Chelsea and that spend millions and now it happen with FFP? Batters me in. That's because it's just happened. they will end up getting charged unless obviously it does get scrapped.
No,
But-
the reason Chelsea got away with that is because when he bought the club off Abramovich, I'm sure there was like £1 billion worth of money that was frozen when he bought the package. That money was there as total profit, but it had to be used on building a new squad.
And of course he
So it was a loophole, really, because you know what I mean.
you say like you paid 100 million for a player, you done it over like an 8-year period, didn't he?
Aye.
So or 10 year, whatever it was. So it would be like 8 to 10 million a year that he had to pay, which like they're clever. You know, they're very clever, and he's got clever owners as well. It's like the magnifying glass is on you a lot more because of like who it was that bought you. You know, like the Premier League didn't want that to go through everything, although like the government deal with them left, right, and centre. They still didn't want that in the Premier League, but they got through it and they got it, but knew they've got to be double clever because, like,
I think the Middle East 2.5 of London, man. It's just it's what you're told, isn't it?
I will never live that doing that, Melly lad. Calling me Rooney. Love you too, but Gallon 14 Englishmen in Man United squad this year. Of course, we are football. We are the pinnacle still to this day. Doesn't matter who players were. Well, that cup final, are we? And that's why we're having a bad season, because everybody's up for playing Manchester United. Everybody, when they come, they play their best game ever. And when we're crap, so we're getting beat quite a bit or drawn quite a bit because like they're playing against people who really want to win. Because you beat Man United, then like everybody knows about it. If you can't beat like Newcastle or Wolves, nobody's interested, are they? They're not though. Let's be honest. However, it's true, and it's still we've never won a Premier League for over 10 years, but still,
it's still the biggest game.
Aye, of course it is. Pretty sure Man City said August 2025 for an inspection into their FFP, not 2024. I don't know where I seen it yet. I'm sure it was that Daft Richard Keys and Andy Gray. And
we're talking about it in the said in August.
They don't normally follow what they say, but
they'll probably not. I think it was the Times were reporting it or something the day, weren't they?
Aye. It was the Times. That's what
the Times. Aye, it was. Aye.
Chelsea new owner said 1.5 billion was for club infrastructure, which includes player purchases.
Aye, that was part of the deal. It had to be reinvested within the squad. I mean, he's done it to be fair. I'm like, I'm crap, but
listen, how we are 43 minutes through, so we're gonna hit a toilet break, and we'll come back in about 3 minutes.
Do the predictions?
We're going to do the predictions, and I want to talk a little bit about
Radcliffe.
Aye, Radcliffe, if you are interested, that is. See you soon. Cheers. Ads. These carpets and beds, laying our reputation one recommendation at a time. You can find us at 63 Station Road in Ashington, Northumberland, just over the station bridge near the council offices. Email sales@mellysbedsandcarpets.co.uk or call 01670 632216. We're also on Facebook. The best quality around at the cheapest prices. JB Glazing and Joinery Limited from Ashington and Northumberland, with serving all the surrounding areas, covering all aspects of double glazing, warm roofs and joinery. Call Gary during working hours on 07825 160 777. Or you can find them on Trustpilot, where you'll find JB Glazing and Joinery with 5-star reviews. A1 Fire Stopping and Drilling Service, who specialise in installation and maintenance of passive fire protection, fire stopping and thermal insulation systems. You can email your query to martin.gallen@a1firestop.co.uk or call during work hours 07751 429 045. A1 Fire Stopping Services. Ashington Properties, whose company mission is to create high quality homes for the local people of Northumberland and whose values are transparency, trust and loyalty. you can email them at ashingtonproperties@gmail.com or call during working hours to 07985 203 094. And finally, if you're wanting to look sharp, Must Cuts down in Newbiggin, a top class barber, you can call them on 07519 077787. Always look your best when you get cut off Muzz. These carpets and beds, laying our reputation one recommendation at a time. You can find us at 63 Station Road in Ashington, Northumberland, just over the station bridge near the council offices. Email sales@mellysbedsandcarpets.co.uk or call 01670 632216. We're also on Facebook. The best quality around at the cheapest prices. Hey, we're back. Quick break, straight back in it. Right, where were we, Gary? We're going to talk about the upcoming games. So you've got Arsenal and Palace, Brentford and Forest, Sheffield United and West Ham, Bournemouth are playing Liverpool, Brighton are playing Wolves. So it's like it's the winter break, so them lot would have had 2 weeks off unless they had to play replay in the cup or whatever.
The first round of the Carabao.
Got 2 weeks off, and Newcastle and the rest of them played yesterday. So let's start with, is it Arsenal? Arsenal at home, the Palace. What's your predictions for that?
They've been on a bit of a sticky one, Arsenal, haven't they? I'm just trying to get these fixtures. Arsenal, Palace. Ooh, early kickoff now. 12:30, but honestly, I mean, Arsenal at home, you fancy them against most teams, don't you? I think they should win that game. But
they need to win it, don't they?
They are. I mean,
in it, in my opinion, you know, if you lose at home to Palace or even draw, it's
I just didn't think like City's just they're starting to hit that level again, and then you see De Bruyne come back the other day, came on within 5 minutes of coming on. He turns the game on its head, though.
You know about anyhow, I'm saying to Dan Burn, as soon as I see his number going up, clatter him.
Aye, someone hit him.
Clatter him as hard as you can. Take the yellow. And then as soon as
get
he
him
has,
back on the injury list.
Hit him. Let him know. Let him know that he's in a game. You know, he's fresh from injury. He doesn't want to. He's wanting to coast.
You give him.
He was allowed to coast, wasn't he?
You give him time on the ball. You give him time on the ball. Let him run at your peril.
Aye.
He's like one of the best in the world, like in that position. And they just backed off, didn't they?
You know, he was at Chelsea, you know. Wasn't good enough.
He went there. Wolfsburg, I think it was, and then when City paid like 50 million, everyone's going 50 million for a Chelsea region. You're joking. Unreal. Probably the best midfielder like of the last 10 years, I would say.
Definitely. You only like Zidane and that, and he's up there.
No, yes, but like I was saying though, like he's probably one of the only ones since like the Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, like that you would put like anywhere near that bracket
straight away.
I mean, Silva. Like we was talking about him before and stuff, but them two, like they're up there, whereas the rest are. I'm saying just them, like fucking Rodri's mint.
Yeah.
Man City's got a good team, really, haven't they? But I just kind of see.
Right? You know what I mean?
No, he has. He gets it right.
They've just gone out and went right. We want shirt sellers. They've gone out and went right. So he can do that with his game. Well, the left winger can do that. So if we get that left back, he'll play a wheel with that left winger. Then you've
got Foden, who's quality.
Relish can't even get a game anymore.
Nah.
It's crazy.
Anyways, I think I think a 2-0 win for Arsenal. I think
they've got to win and all. So I'm struggling to score goals, aren't they? So I'm going to go 1-0 to the Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal.
Famous old song at the front. So you've got Brentford and Forest.
Brentford, Forest. Oh, you see, like obviously, and I just spoke that about obviously Forest getting that ban, you don't know how it's going to affect like the club and stuff, do you? Like, it could be one of them ones where like it kicks them on to try and like get on a bit of a run, or can mentally like knock them back, and you just don't know how. Obviously, they've got like a new manager in, sitting 20
right with that,
20 points. Aye. I mean, well, they beat us, but that means nout. Absolutely nothing. And what, 15th against 16th?
2-0.
Brentford's been having a poor season, haven't they? Because I liked Brentford last year, but missing Ivan Toney's been massive for them, hasn't it?
They need to, like you said before, it's what he's worth to Brentford. And like I think he's the 90 million floating run.
Aye.
And that thing is it. But for me, you kind of pay bigger money for a striker, don't you?
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Aye, if he can get you 20 goals a season, that 90 million's an out. Is it? No. Whereas Evan Ferguson's still developing. He's not a £100 million player yet. He hasn't scored year in,
you just
year out
know for a
in
fact.
The Premier League. He's not proven, although he's good.
You just know for a fact that Brighton, if that's what's being quoted, you just know for a fact that Brighton won't sell him for anything less. Nah. You'll either pay the money they want or you won't get them. I mean, they got 100 odd million for that Caicedo. Young lad. I mean, he was good at Brighton. Good, but young lad, he's only had one good season.
He's not hitting it off at Chelsea, I don't think.
No, I mean, like I say,
did the Toon not have Ivan Toney at one point?
They released him. I'm sure he got released by Newcastle.
You know what I mean? Like that's bonkers, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Absolute bonkers. The substitute, says Gav, David Lockie, need to go back to 3 subs per game. This 5 subs just makes it almost impossible to get a result against the top teams. They just run you into the ground. It's the same for both teams, isn't it, really? It is. You're right, you're changing half of your outfield players, really. Aren't you? You're changing the game. If both teams made 5 subs at the same time, it's a totally different game, isn't it?
That's it. Like, will people be saying that, like, if like they scrap the financial fair play and Newcastle can throw in the money on it, if they can bring 5 like equally good players on, will they be complaining? I don't think they will.
Martin Gallen says there's 23 in war squad, because he said there's 14 Englishmen in Man United squad this year. But where are they going?
Well, you've got like obviously the injuries to Man U. I mean, Martin, Luke Shaw, and Harry Maguire. Like the normally starters, or they have been, haven't they? Like Wan-Bissaka, you've got it right back. Menu,
Rashford, yeah, Sancho.
McTominay, well, he's Scottish. Still like homegrown.
And the Toon, I think, Lewis Melly and Dan Burn in it, and Trippier.
Lewis Melly, Dan Burn, Trippier, Nick Pope.
He doesn't play.
No, he's injured, but he's that keeper. He's the number one. I mean, there's a few.
There is a few. I think you do a lot better playing them, though. Like get them in. He's playing the same 11 every week. Get them in. If they've got 23 youngins in the squad, then now what it's like, majority of them are probably from the Toon. They grew up and they've come through the ranks. They've got a good system, haven't they?
They didn't make any. Like there was a few games, and I was touched on it. Then when we said, obviously, because he had the young ones on, and he refused to make substitutes for like 3 or 4 games, didn't he? So
it's mental in the Premier League.
Of course it is. Give them a go. Give them a go.
Most that can happen. They've lost them all anyway.
Exactly.
So you might as well. Marv Ken says we've already started doing that though. We had to sell Maxi in the summer to sign Harvey Barnes. Howe came out and said he didn't want to, but it had to be done. It's got to be done, Marv, and it's gonna have to keep going. They're gonna have to keep doing that, mate, in order to progress. Get players in cheap, nurture them, make them into world beaters, sell them for big amounts of money, buy 5 players with the money that you sell him for. It's just the way it's gonna have to be. That's football now, unfortunately, isn't it? It's just the way it's gone. It's gone mental, money wise.
I mean, but like looking at that on the other hand, like they have like recorded a loss, but I mean, come the end of the season, when they get their money for wherever they finish in the Premier League, obviously they've been in the Champions League. Come the end of the season, the books mightn't look as bad as what they do now. You know what I mean? You've got the rest of your revenue coming.
Still got to wait, haven't they, until the following year before they can
spend again. Is that what it is?
They kind of just say, "Oh, we had a good season, so we can spend money now." It's
unless
how
it's
it
like
is.
sponsors, the new investment comes in, or I don't know.
Go to the tunes, sold Ivan Tony, the day. He's a beast, unreal man, best pen taker on the Prem, easy. After Julian Dix.
Has he never missed a pin, or has he
No.
missed one? Or
Yeah.
you don't think he's
Never
missed
a
one?
pen.
Aye.
Rafa got rid of Tony for fuck's sake. I don't think we released Tony Sizemov, but sold him to Peterborough for less than $1 million.
Was well, if they're getting in 90 million from him, I wonder if they've got like a bit of the sell-on clause to make it 9 million back or something. It just goes to show you. But you know that says everything. Like, and it wasn't Eddie Howe, right? So you've let someone go without giving them a proper go, and it just goes to show you what can happen.
Galen's saying, yeah, he's back the next game. He got released from Toon for his disciplinary.
Was that not Danger, Nile Ranger?
Yeah, Galen and that, like he's in.
Was he?
Stably and all them.
All right. Because I know.
Says Lee Fairgrieve.
Hello, fairy lad.
Selling some
hairdressing
stuff. You want to get on the LHS services? He's got a lock up there now.
I'm selling this.
Barry, you should invest in this podcast, man. We'll get you on the ads. We'll get at least handyman services on the ads.
One call does it all.
One call does it all. We'll blast it for you, Ewan.
Aye. If anyone wants some sax gear.
Aye. You will shoot. We've got it. Who else is playing?
Right. So we've done the first one, which was Arsenal against Palace. We're both getting home win now.
I'm going ones each with Brentford and Forest.
Brentford Forest.
What kind of fun you got gift for?
Stop using my things. Right, Brentford Forest. I think home win. I'm going to. Did he say he's back for the next game?
Aye.
Gallon. So Tony will play.
Aye.
If Tony plays, I think they'll beat them.
You reckon?
Aye.
No, he's never played for you. You'll not get 90 minutes.
I don't care.
Get 20.
I don't care. It's my opinion.
Choice.
Sheffield United against West Ham. Boy, there's some poor games, isn't there?
Aye.
This weekend.
Doesn't get any better neither. Bournemouth and Liverpool. Bournemouth will beat them, like.
They're not a bad side, Bournemouth, are they? Got some good.
Sheffield United and West Ham, I'm going for a 2-1 West Ham win.
I think West Ham will beat them. Aye. I think they're gone. Liverpool
and Bournemouth, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Bournemouth win.
Home win?
Aye.
No, Salah's away to the African Cup of Nations, isn't he?
Aye.
And the midfielder, that's Soboslai, he went off with a hamstring injury, didn't he? So they're struggling in the middle. I think Trent's out still. Robertson's out. So, aye.
Solanke is on fire.
Yes. Ex-Liverpool. Remember you bought him from Chelsea, didn't you? And then sold him.
Two coming by him.
I still think Liverpool will win.
They're all crooks, they're magpies. LHS, man, just got in, man. That's why I live in £500,000 house, man. You're walking till bloody 8:30 at night, or 7:30 in the morning, you Raji. Can I take you away now? Can you?
No, you cannot. Just relax, man.
I think the two can get close to 10 million sell-on close for Tony. Also, they have got a sell-on close in there.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. They might, but if they're buying them.
See, you've got Ashley to thank for this, haven't you?
Didn't, Melly.
He kept
him
stable.
What, the Sports Direct Arena?
Aye. He kept him stable.
That was hell on. He took St. James's Park down and they've got the blue and red in the gun.
What you did?
The Chincheras didn't.
You want to have a whack on the top of the stadium?
He got a few people's backs of him, didn't he? Ashley.
Yeah, I tell you what, though.
I reckon he left them in a good way, though.
He left them in a good way. Like anybody coming in that came into zero debt, you got the likes of Man United coming in with £1 billion worth of debt, man.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
See?
Absolutely bonkers. And when you think of what they got Newcastle for, to steal, it's 300 million or something.
Something like that.
Mental that. Well, the fan base they've got, it's like, Who wouldn't? That's why I can't understand Sunderland not getting took over. You know what I mean?
think,
They've got a good fan base, good stadium there. They've got the foundation outside and stuff.
And how you think like Nissan or something? Like you just think keep it like you would think maybe it's another chaps or someone just going in. But
Shuts in there, Nissan.
no, they're not just. That's another story. That's all.
Lads, sell that Anthony to the Toon Man.
I don't think we'll get out for him. That's the thing.
No.
Well, he heard like a couple of things through the grapevine as well, didn't he? Like that he's.
What do you call it?
But actually, did he say in Ten Hag's press conference and he's called him out actually?
I did. I seen that.
Called him out, so that's good.
Good on him.
And he's saying no, he can't because obviously with the domestic violence or whatever he's been accused of wrongly, with them that. But anyways,
looks like one though, doesn't he?
He does. He looks like he's got that about him. But Ten Hag's literally come out and said he hasn't defended him. He's obviously Nazi's been playing crap, and he says it's your mess. He sorted it.
Aye. Didn't let it affect you.
Didn't let it affect your game. But that's just where, I mean, and he done it with Sancho. Like, he came out and says, like, you never ever seen that with Fergie.
No.
Everything was kept behind closed doors, and he protected his players, and he made sure.
But you know what?
That's
you say
the
that,
difference.
Right? And then he could have. He did. He sent them away.
No,
you know what I mean?
I'm not saying it.
You're talking to a man who's picking up 300 grand a week, yeah, man. Like, I'm sorry with this, Leanne, but Ten Hag could sleep with my lass, and I would still say sorry to him. You know what I mean?
No, I just
300 grand a week.
Aye, what
and you'll not say sorry for some stupid football matter. How man?
No,
300 grand, 300,000 pounds a week. Some people's got to work like
all their life.
30. Aye,
I know.
get what he gets a week, and he'll not apologise.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying that he's right. What I'm saying is these situations didn't seem to happen. Otherwise, they were kicked straight out the door.
Aye.
Like it didn't happen.
I think that was his last. What do you call it? His last choice. He's protecting them.
Do you think he was?
Did whatever he could, and then it's come to it. I mean, look, there's people.
Why have they not sold him?
Because I think
he's coming back.
Get sacked.
That's exactly what it is.
I think these people who are coming in
think that he's going to be back in the team.
Aye, and it's the same with Mason Greenwood.
They'll be back. They'll be back in the summer.
They told Richard Arnold to make that announcement that he will no longer play Manchester United player was because that's Richard Arnold saying that. He is the CEO of Manchester United, and they knew that this deal was going to happen and that Richard Arnold was not going to be the director of Manchester United. That's why they let him. So now when the new director comes in and Greenwood's been out in Spain and, you know, like the heat's off, they're going to bring Greenwood in. Sancho's going to be back in. They're thinking like they'll have Rashford, Garnacho, you've got Highland with our signings. It's elite. Do you know what I mean? Although it's wrong, and that's, you know, it'll divide the fan base. Like, you want Greenwood back in. I didn't want Greenwood back in. And that's us. That's like literally the Man United fan base. They're 50-50, they're split. But I would actually go as far as saying they're 70-30. The majority didn't want them in. But because of his football and talents, people are saying, well, he wasn't charged. You only heard one side of the tapes. And, like, you're innocent until you're proven guilty.
And he's still with the lass. He's got a kid with that.
He's got a bed. But that's, that happens.
No, exactly.
You know, like in America and stuff, you know, like when they do something wrong and stuff, like something will happen here to take your attention away from there, what's really going on. This is what the media do. Do you know what I mean?
We're diving now what's happened to it. We're diving now.
When it happens, and it is going to happen, Greenwood's going to come back in. How did we end up getting onto that? Sancho, not apologising, not saying sorry.
No, I wasn't even on about Sancho. I was on about the Anthony situation. I'm saying, like, and calling his players out in the cameras. That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't happen.
It wouldn't happen on a Fergie.
No, it wouldn't. That's what I was pointing.
Yeah. I think he wants to get sacked, Gary.
Aye, and I think it's the man management. Like, it's just totally different now. Like, but
through these messages, Rafa got promised the sale money from Tony, but he got nothing. Rafa.
What, the 900,000?
The
900,000. You gotta invest that in.
The Gallant says Tony's got 1K on himself to score first and get booked. Ross Miller, has Tony not come out and said he is not going anywhere because the club has stood by him and he wants to fire them out of relegation? But I hope you're right, mate, because it's very rare that you'll see that now, isn't it? You know, as soon as money comes on the table, they'll be away and they're thinking about their pockets. But if he's done that, he's just gone up like massively in my estimations because he could take the big money, but the club stood by him for the 9 months or whatever he's been banned, and he's going to thank them for it. And that's mid. You don't think? That's what you want to see, don't you? I personally want to see
It's
that.
like the Ericsson thing, isn't it? Like they give him the chance after like his heart attack and stuff, and then as soon as he had like good, we come and go, oh, we'll have him.
Aye, and it was
And he
shocking.
went.
And he went. Aye, and you know what it is, mate? Honestly, hand on my heart, I don't mean any disrespect, because he is the resurrection Ericsson. Like, you know, I'm pleased he's all right now. He's not good enough. Like,
Nah, he's not.
I'm not bothered what you say.
He was at his level at Brentford, wasn't he?
Aye.
He was a good
And
player.
you know
for
what it is?
Brentford.
He should have stayed there. Like, which other club had to come in for him?
Yeah.
They've went, look, come and play in the Premier League. The Premier League, after you've just died and come back to life.
I mean, he got turfed by Tottenham. He wasn't good enough in Milan, and then we gave him a 3-year contract or whatever it is.
Huh.
Jesus Christ!
But that's the state of our
Club.
Ross
Amrabat.
didn't mention Tony to Melly, man. Miller says, what's your thoughts on that man? Player of the month in the Spanish league. Do you boys think he'd come back? We just said that there, Miller. Gary thinks he should. I don't think he should. Because I'm thinking, like, if that was my daughter, then I wouldn't want to be held responsible for what I was doing. If I'd heard them tapes, what everybody heard, like, and it was my daughter, but the father was like, no, he's mint, man. He's excellent. Obviously, like,
Really nice lad. That's what he said. Like, no, he did.
Really nice lad. Did you hear the tips?
Aye.
Did you actually hear the tips? He sounded lovely.
His father might have had the other half of it though.
Even on that bit, I'm a ball role player, whatever. That's like, it's extreme, that like.
People's into some kinky shit though, you know.
Aye, that's mental.
That's mental. It is mental.
Yes, he is talking about Greenwood, Terry. Yes, he's just confirmed there he is. Anabolo, Melly Barnes, you're our idol though. Anabolo and Chris, they actually made my whole year a couple of years ago. And I'm gonna mention it. Everybody laughs at us with this, but they came to my shop and they were like fans of our friends in the north, and they loved Sean Collins in it. And they came with the DVDs and that, and I felt like Rashford and Bruno. I was like, hey, photo and that. And honestly, I've got a lot of time for you. So I hope he's both doing really well. A lovely couple. I wish he's now but the best. Yes, sure. I'm going to quickly flick onto this because we're in an hour and 10 minutes. I just want to quickly have a see on this and see what you see on it. So, MUST, which is the Manchester United Supporters Trust, had a meeting with Sir Jim Ratcliffe today. We're pleased to report that today members of the MUST board held our first bilateral meeting with Sir Jim Ratcliffe to discuss his plans for the club. Sir Jim was accompanied by Sir Dave Brazelford, Jean-Claude Blanc, and senior club officials.
Who's Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Aye. And we had more than an hour's discussion about where the club is at and what needs to happen to restore United back to the top. First things first, it was very refreshing that he was even willing to have this conversation at such an early stage. Remember, the deal has yet to receive Premier League approval, and nor has he bought the non-Glazer owned shares or invested the 300 million in new shares. All of these things are expected in the next couple of months, and until then, he is constrained by stock market rules on what he can say. Nevertheless, we felt he was as open as he could be within those rules. His main message was that everything at United needs to be ruthlessly focused on creating winning teams on the field, something we are sure all fans will agree on. He also expressed the view that he views our club as a community asset and stressed that his purpose in taking a share in United is not to make money. We were able to set out to Sir Jim what we think the key priorities are, a clear plan to get back to the top and to putting in place a football structure with the right people and the right roles, an investment plan in both the teams and the stadium, and building a genuine and strong partnership with fans that supports success. We hope today's discussions is the start of an ongoing dialogue both with Sir Jim and his team. We all know the journey back for our club is not a short one, and the proof is in the pudding will be the eating. Most fans do agree that the signals Ineos has sent in the last few weeks are encouraging. Continuing that dialogue on your behalf to promote supporters' interests is our number one priority for MUST in the months and years ahead. What do you make of that, Gary, brother?
Well, it's refreshing to hear it, but they've got to come out and say that, haven't they? Like they've got to come out and say like they're gonna take like the fans' interests at heart, and they're gonna try and do the best to get them to the top. The only thing is like you're competing against another like 6, 7, 8 teams now that have got just as much firepower as you, got as much money. I just think it's a harder job. I just think even having the right things in place, I think the Premier League's just like there's that many teams now that can like compete for them players. So I didn't even having the right things in place. I don't think it guarantees you out, but it's nice to see that they are going to try and put like the director of football in there, and they're getting football and people in to do it because obviously we've had bankers for the last like 15 years since like David Gill left, haven't we? But I mean, it's nice to see that they're trying to do it the right way, isn't it?
For me, like for them to even they've been at Old Trafford 3 or 4 times, and this is not even a deal that's been done yet, which is like more than the Glazers have been in the whole tenure.
Is it clever by the Glazers?
That interacting with MUST, sorry. Like the last time that happened, I think Joel Glazer zoomed in, but it took nearly 12 years to get him to do it. And he zoomed in, and then he did nothing that he set out that he was gonna do. Nothing came to fruition. Not a thing.
I don't think he's got any interest in the club.
No,
does he?
No.
He's not even
money.
Aye.
That's all they're interested in.
Which I mean,
so they're gonna keep getting the money, and allowing somebody to come in and get the football side right, which will generate them more money. So yes, they are very clever. But for me, it's a 25% less grip for the Glazers, and I think Sir Jim has gone in, and I mean, you've got a sheet there that offered £7 billion, and they didn't take it. This is how greedy they are. They could have took the $7 billion, been away, and never had another worry about Manchester United.
That would have been like a 6 point profit,
right? They didn't take it. Sir Jim knew that they weren't going to take it, right? So he's looked at it and thought, how am I going to
This is the next best thing.
How am I going to get my feet under the table?
Right.
So he's went, look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take care of the football side. I'll give you 25% of the asking price.
The thing that he wants to do the most anyway.
You will have no involvement with the fans, with the club, with the running of the football side. We'll do all that. You continue to take care of the and
what are they getting 2 seats on the board?
Yes. Ultimately, that's the feet are under the table at the board, right?
And I think the first refusal, aren't they?
Yes. Of the next amount.
If they sell anything, they've got to be offered first.
Yes.
Right.
At the price that they want.
Yes.
Which is what is going to happen. But Glazer started off with 9% of Manchester United, right? But let us tell you this as well, right? People are saying, we should have took the £7 billion and we should, look at Newcastle.
Do you think they're going to be worth more than that in the coming years?
They are going to be worth more than that one. Your 20 quid 10 years ago would get you a lot more than what 20 quid gets you. So the currency of money changes. So you've got 10 grand in the bank. You might as well invest it in something, because in 10 years' time, your 10 grand's made you pennies. Whereas if you invest your 10 grand into, like, say, stocks and shares and stuff like that, then your 10 grand grows rapidly. You know what I mean? So the value of money is changing all the time. You know what I mean? So.
And now it gets cheaper, does it?
Nah, 25%, right? And what I was just about to say, and I totally forgot there, was you're on about money. Like, if everything's right, let's look at Man City. Yes, they bought Haaland, right, for good money, right? And they bought Grealish for good money. But if you look at the rest of the signings, all these players that make the cog turn brilliantly, they didn't cost that amount of money. They got it right. The right recruitment, the right scouts, at the right time. Do you know what I mean? They brought them in and the cogs is turning.
So like that Alvarez, who's been leading the line.
With a good manager,
19 million.
Mm-hmm. With a good manager, right, and good board, you don't need to be the richest club in the world. You don't need to have the firepower. Your scouts need to be better than your rival scouts. That's what needs to happen.
I'm sure Man U's got like something like 240 scouts or something worldwide or something like that.
Do you know what I mean?
Most of their teams got like 40, and they can't even pick any players up. The ones that they pick, I don't know who's been picking this Anthony up. That's the manager.
That's been doing the recruitment in Manchester
Jesus
United.
Christ!
Like, because it's honestly, I mean, who on earth looks at Anthony and goes, "What a player! What a player!"
Stand on the ball, doing a turn.
Aye? That's what they must have been watching, going, How's he doing that on the ball? That's amazing. Offering him 85 million. Honestly, he's got to be a super. It's crazy.
It is.
And then you've got Manu coming through the ranks. And you know how Manu says he's getting so good? Because he used to watch the players he looked up to and seen what they did on the ball. And he'd mirror that, in his next game. So he'd take some from like different kinds of players. So let's just say, for instance, Roy Keane, a little bit of Matic or whatever. He'd watch some of his better players. And that's what he would try and put into his game, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
That's what I'll look good for us, Gary, in my opinion. But we've got a few more. So to put it in a nutshell, I'm happier than I was
6 months ago.
Aye,
Same.
definitely.
It's coming to its conclusion. That's all I wanted, didn't we?
Yes. Terry's gonna shoot off. Yes, so us, Terry, very soon, pal. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button. You'll never miss one again. Ross Park, I hope you're both well, guys. Hope you're well, mate.
Hello, Ross.
Where do you sit on Derek 11 Wags or whatever he's called? You keeping him for the season or hoping he go? Oh, Derek 11 Wags, 10 Hag. Hey, lad. See, I've ordered on new like Parker. I think he's in for the season, but I think he's trying to get himself sacked, to be honest. I think there's too much going on. There's too much water under the bridge. There's a lot of rumours kicking around, and he just hasn't implemented a style of play yet. And I expected him to. I expected it to be like very Ajax-like, high intensity.
That's what they wanted, didn't they?
Aye, and he's come in. He said that he can't do that with this group of players. You cannot argue with him. Do you know what I mean? Ragnick said we needed open heart surgery, and we did. Still to this day, like Rashford got a goal and he's claiming an assist. He's actually trying to he's fouling hour, and Highland thinks, well, I'm taking it off you. And he scores and he got an assist for it, and he scored. But that paper's all the cracks for me. Like, that's another one who's making 350 grand a week. He's Manchester through and through. He was the first one to comment on Jadon Sancho's post to join in Dortmund saying, yes, blood, or something like that. Why can you not, right? Personally, why can you not just private message him that saying, yes, pal, over the moon for you? Why have you got to then come out and cause a more disruption? Because everybody knows that Ten Hag and Sancho's fallout. And Rashford has gone against his employers who are paying him like a handsome amount of money and disrespecting them because, like, whether Manchester United board agree with Ten Hag or not, like, him putting a post out saying back playing on the pitch again and then Rashford publicly putting on, yes, bruv, like, you can do that privately. He's got his phone number. He's probably have his private messenger. Like, you can do that privately. You haven't got to do that. You wouldn't have seen that from Keane and Rooney and Scholes and all them. You just wouldn't see that.
No.
You know what I mean?
Aye.
And this is the difference. He scores a goal last night. Like, he should, like, because he's out of 100 chances, he scored one. And he's running away again like this to the fans. Like, you see that? Making your moves, Grant, and look what I've just done. Right? You paper over the cracks. You're useless, mate. Honestly. There's people playing in the Morpeth Sunday League. I'm telling you, honestly, I cannot get this run my head, right? How, like, a player comes through the ranks and gets a contract. He's made it. He's professional, right? And he plays well. He has a good season because he knows the big contracts coming up. He's on the junior apprenticeship. The big contracts coming up. So he plays his skin out, week in, week out, comes off sweating. Yeah?
No, he's working, right?
Gets the contract. And then he just whacks runt. Like, what gives him the God-given right to do that? Like, surely somebody should just get in and say, no, you're sacked. You're done.
You're not good.
You're not good enough.
But we've said this before.
But there's loads of them doing it, and it's right. This is what I'm saying, man, Gary. Bring the young'uns through.
I know.
Keep it mainly English. Bring the young'uns through.
He is English?
No, man. I'm saying it.
He is English?
In general. Keep it English. Yeah?
Aye.
Get the young'uns through. Keep it English. Everybody's on a fair playing field. You know what I mean? Everybody's on roughly the same money. Ten Hag wanted to implement a 200 grand basic salary cap. You know, like,
until he signed with his
agency, aye.
And then he gave him 350 and told him, go on, young, have it.
Aye. Whitey in the house, Bola says, Barry, Martin Gallen, surely Man United won't be able to sign anybody with that much debt. Surely you have to sell and have to just make absolutely stupendous amounts of money, don't they?
Commercially, aye.
Aye, they're just like, honestly. Anna Barlow says, I'll see you in Fair, Melly Barnes. Yes, see you in Fair, Anna. Lee Fairgrieve, lads, where do you see Man United finishing and the tune of the season?
7th and 8th.
7th and 8th?
Probably.
I would like to finish outside of Europe. You know, like I know we need to track players and stuff, but I would like to see we finish outside of Europe, have a year off, probably with a new manager. Get some...
Try and find like a style of player that he wants to play.
Aye.
And have that connection between.
Can you see Ten Hag being there next season?
Nah, no chance. I just didn't think they're gonna sack him at the minute because like that's gonna cost them money. The ownership's in the process of changing, so I don't think they can. There's probably something there that says they need to keep everything the same until it's complete. So I think they'll just give him to the end of the season. I wouldn't even be surprised if you see someone like Michael Carrick or something like interim. Like if that gets signed off, they're done. They're like, yeah, mate, you're done. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened. But then I don't know.
I want to finish above the tune. You know, like if we're not competing for the league,
that's all I want to do. I'm not bothered with the rest.
So hopefully, well.
But like I'm the same. I'm not bothered.
I think the tune will struggle if they don't get anybody in. You know, with the team that they've got, there's only so long them players can keep going before they've got to go into the youth. They've got to bring the youth through, and then it's men against boys, isn't it? Until they gain their experience and stuff. You kind of just bed them in a game where you're winning a lot. If you've got to bring them in and they've got to play 90 minutes,
I just want to see we're gonna. I'd like to see we're like give the FA Cup a good run. But we're just not playing well enough. Like I just cannot see like anything like happening. You'd expect to win the next round against Eastleigh or Newport, but then as soon as we come up against someone good, we'll get beat.
Aye.
We just haven't been good enough.
Barlow, look at my profile picture. Me, all of this. Malcolm Sanderson, Melly Barnes, spot on about Rashford. Talented but heartless. That sums it up, doesn't it? Heartless. What's your character?
I know. I just don't know, like, what's happened with him? Like, I don't understand how you can go so crap.
Ferry's gone for Man U 7th, Toon 11th. I bet he's got it better than them now. Stephen Clifford says, who can change it up, lads? For who, Cliffy? For United or for Newcastle? Yeah, like, you know. 2 fans. Okay. Right. We've done an hour and 25 minutes. We're going to try and do 2 steady shows a week. What we would like is, if anybody would like to join with, you can zoom in from home. Drop us an inbox and we'll get different people on, and we're gonna go from there, you know, like, and just have a good bit chit chat.
Can try and do
Monday and Thursday.
Monday and Thursday, so the Monday will be looking back at the weekend, and the Thursday will be the predictions. And
now, like, obviously this weekend there's only a few games, isn't there? But like normally there'll be a canny lot.
A full fixture.
We've got special there. We've got different kinds of shows coming up.
Transfer deadline, deal with it.
Well, the transfer deadline day. Newcastle fans will probably not tune into that, though, will they?
Neither will the Man U fans, because none of them have got any money. Sick of this financial fair play.
Cliffy says Man United. I think with the right people behind him, Graham Potter does a good job. I mean, Graham Potter did mint at Brighton, and then he went to Chelsea, and he was like, yeah, there's £1 billion worth of players. Can't win the league. Like, doesn't matter who you are, you're not making them jail that soon. But if he's got the right people behind him, singing the right tune, and he gets support, because a lot of managers aren't getting that new other, you know, like they're expecting quick results. I think that changes with Ineos, because they're like that with Mercedes, Formula One, slowly but surely like creeping back up.
And honestly, like I would take like a Michael Carrick or someone as well. Like now, like a former player, Dean Willett, but I would take a punt on him. Like if he's got the right people behind him.
Dallin says, if you make that much, why so much debt? Because the debt was accumulated by the Glazers.
Dividends.
They kept borrowing, but they kept borrowing on the. But they bought the club on a borrow. Do you know what I mean?
And they've never paid it off.
Never paid
so
the interest.
The interest keeps going up and up.
Up and up and up and up. Like that. The answer is the door's locked. I was joking, man, Dolan's.
How's
Um,
seeing this? So it's
you're
just
getting
flashed
cool
up.
like Gary's.
How
What?
how has Messi beat Haaland to the Ballon d'Or?
No.
So it's just been announced there that
Oh,
Messi's
6 months
won
ago,
the
something
Ballon
like-
d'Or.
Oh.
No. So that's it official. You got Haaland, obviously, scored all them goals in the Premier League. He's won the Champions League.
Gary,
He's won the treble.
the Ballon d'Or was 2 months ago, man.
Wait, so what's that then?
Gift gaff. That's what that is.
It's not, man.
It is.
It's not. That's something official. It's
Well,
just
6
going.
months behind or something, man.
Shut up, man.
It is. Look, only
Look.
blood.
FIFA Best Award for Men's Player of the Year.
Oh, FIFA.
Like, how though?
It's mental, man.
How can he win the treble? Like, he's playing in blooming Miami, ain't he?
Who?
Messi.
He's playing in the Sun.
Jesus Christ.
20 people or something. Ferry says you look so warm, haha.
Who, me?
Right, aye.
I am. I'm boiling, me.
It'll be the cork he's drinking, Ferry. That's what it'll be. Keeping him warm. Right. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back on Thursday at 8 o'clock.
Adios.
Adios, amigos. Cheers.
Stay safe.